I'm struggling with social anxiety, which means I hate myself and think everyone hates me too. Woo!
Social anxiety. Spending time with someone. Bye-bye. See ya. That was a really fun moment. He hates me. It's obvious.
And you see Mitchell took this to the...
So, if you've been in the furry fandom for any length of time, you've probably experienced this firsthand, or at least seen it happen. You meet someone new at a convention, in a furry Discord server, or on a social media platform. You have one good conversation, and then suddenly they're just there, every day in your DMs. It's not necessarily a malicious thing, and it's certainly not exclusive to the fandom, but it does seem to happen here with a peculiar frequency. That feeling of a new connection instantly escalating to a level of intensity that can sometimes be a lot to handle. And my friend Ferret actually summed it up pretty well. She told me, "I've just been keeping to myself, especially because I keep getting people DMing me all the time who I meet once and get attached," and called it a big problem in the fandom. So that is what I've decided to make a video on today. To figure out why this might happen, we need to look at what draws a lot of people to the fandom in the first place. For many, it's an escape from isolation or a lack of understanding in their offline lives. Research into social connection has consistently shown that people who feel marginalized or lonely are more likely to seek deep, immediate connections in communities where they finally feel accepted. The furry fandom, with its emphasis on identity exploration and community, practically operates like a giant beacon for that exact feeling. So when someone who's felt like an outsider their whole life suddenly finds a whole group of people who get it, that rush of acceptance can be overwhelming, and it's easy to see how that emotion could get funneled into the first few people who show them kindness. There's also the aspect of the persona itself. Presenting yourself through an anthropomorphic character can create a sense of emotional safety. For example, it could feel easier to be open and vulnerable, but that vulnerability can also accelerate intimacy, making a week-old friendship feel like it has the depth of one that has lasted years, because you feel like you've shared your true self right from the start. So, what are the actual consequences of this? Well, for the people on the receiving end, like Ferret mentioned, it can lead to social exhaustion and this constant low-level anxiety around interactions. You want to be kind and welcoming, but the pressure of managing multiple intense, unsolicited attachments can become emotionally draining, leading people to withdraw entirely, which just reinforces that initial feeling of isolation they were trying to escape. And it's not just a personal issue. It affects the entire ecosystem of the community. This pattern can fuel drama, as overly attached individuals might feel betrayed or jealous when their new best friend doesn't reciprocate with the same intensity. It can make social spaces feel cliché or unsafe, as long-term members might become wary of welcoming newcomers to avoid this exact scenario. Perhaps one of the quieter effects is on creativity itself. When social dynamics become this fraught, some artists and creators might feel pressured to engage socially rather than focus on their craft, or might abandon accounts to avoid specific individuals, leading to a loss of their work and presence for the entire community. And this creates a really difficult paradox for the furry fandom as a whole. This is a community that proudly champions itself as being inclusive, welcoming, and a safe haven for those who don't fit in anywhere else. And that is a wonderful, even beautiful thing that should be absolutely protected. But that very welcome can be exploited, often unintentionally, by those who haven't yet yet learned how to healthily navigate the social exceptions and boundaries of a large, complex community. It puts the emotional labor of teaching those social skills onto individual members who never signed up to be therapists, moderators, or life coaches. So the community is left trying to balance its open arms ideals, if you want to call it that, with the very real need for personal boundaries and self-preservation. You could almost imagine it's like a tightrope walk between maintaining its core identity and preventing the social burnout of its most active members. So, after looking into all of this, what are we left with? I think it's important to recognize that this isn't a problem with easy solutions. It stems from a very human, very understandable desire for connection and belonging, a desire that the fandom is specifically designed to fulfill. The solution probably lies within a combination of a few things: more prominent community resources on learning social health and boundaries, a greater awareness from newcomers that their newfound freedom comes with a responsibility to respect others' space, and from established members, a willingness to gently communicate their limits whenever they can. Anyway, this is a pretty complex social issue, and I've only just scratched the surface, so I'm really curious to know what you think. Have you experienced this from either side, and how do you handle it? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below, or you can start a conversation directly with others on my Discord server at dsc.gg/skikes. And with that, I hope you all have a fantastic day.